Hello everyone and welcome to the Week 8 Prep Rally here on madison.com. I'm Rob Hernandez, joined by Dennis Semrau. We're at Middleton High School, where Dennis, back in Week 1 when we were here, beautiful weather. We've got Week 1-like weather again, but it's Week 8. This is crazy.
80 degrees, incredible. It was a little cool last Friday night, but we had some great games.
We did have some great games. Let's look back at those, starting first in the region up at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh, where Oshkosh Lourdes puts an end to Partyville's 44-game large Trailways Conference winning streak with a 20-14 overtime victory. Josh Kalmus punches it in from 1 yard out on that Lourdes overtime possession, and then Lourdes stops Partyville on 4th and 1 at the 3 on the Bulldogs overtime possession. They walk away with the big victory. So a winning streak ends in the large Trailways Conference, Dennis.
Well, another winning streak continued. Marshall kept its winning streak alive at 3 games in the conference. They took over sole possession of the Southern Capital lead, 16-3 win over Waterloo. It was homecoming. It was a great night. They were down by 3 points at halftime. Waterloo, get this, 22 plays, 89 yards, a 10-minute, 22-second drive to open the game. That was their first possession. Had a 3-0 lead at halftime. However, in the second half, there was an onside kick. The Cardinals recovered it, went on to a 16-3 win. Albert Unruh had a touchdown pass and ran for over 100 yards. Great game for the Cardinals.
Okay, so he had a great game, but he's not your performer of the week. Who is your performer of the week?
My performer of the week is actually Matt Fargo of Mount Horeb Barneveld. He ended up with 163 yards rushing, 125 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, also had 5 extra points, and that was in a 56-34 shootout with Portage.
My performer of the week comes from our game of the week from last week in Darlington, where the Redbirds knocked off Cuba City 15-7. My performer of the week, Zach MacArthur, the quarterback for the Darlington Redbirds. Zach was 11 for 23 passing, 117 yards. But Dennis, the big stat, no interceptions in a game that really turned on every turnover. Zach MacArthur did a great job leading the Redbirds to victory. Darlington takes over sole possession of first place in the SWAL. Now, last year, of course, our small schools player of the year, Darlington quarterback Alex Erickson, Zach MacArthur, an understudy to Erickson the last 2 years, really doing a good job, Dennis, of easing into the system. And now, last week, was given the opportunity to throw the football. He's really done a good job replacing a great quarterback in Alex Erickson.
Boy, tough to fill some big shoes like that, and it's nice when they kind of work their way in.
Definitely. We look ahead now to this week's Games of the Week, and we'll start in the region where Platteville begins the first of a tough final 2 weeks of the regular season. This week they play host to River Valley in a 7 p.m. game at Pioneer Stadium at Platteville. Now, Dennis, Platteville this week against River Valley, next week against Lancaster. River Valley had Lancaster on the ropes, you recall, a few weeks ago. So this is not a gimme for the Hillmans setting up the big Week 9 showdown against Lancaster. They're going to have to win this, and not only that, they're going to avenge a 28-21 loss to River Valley from last year. A lot of work left for the Hillmen.
Well, Rob, we have a Big 8 game, my game of the week. Middleton at Janesville Parker. Middleton at 6-1. They bounced back with 2 wins after losing to Verona. And Parker, unfortunately, has lost the last 2 weeks. And they need a win to stay alive. Their slim hopes to catch Verona. But Middleton still has a shot, 1 game back with 2 games to play.
That'll be a great game, of course. Our wisconsinprepzone.com game of the week on Friday night down at Monterey Stadium in Janesville. The Middleton Cardinals, who call this place home, taking their show on the road. The Big 8 Conference playing games both Thursday and Friday this week. Madison La Follette at Madison West in 1 game on Thursday, and Madison Memorial at Madison East in the other Big 8 game because of the Jewish holidays. Dennis, a big week all the way around. We're closing it down and getting ready for some tough playoff action in 2 weeks.
Well, looking forward to 2 great Big 8 games. I'll be at the East game, East at 3-4, one of 3 teams that needs 2 wins in their last 2 games to qualify for the playoffs.
Well, there you go. That's our Week 8 prep rally here at wisconsinprepzone.com. For Dennis Semrau, I'm Rob Hernandez. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at the stadium.